reason that despite it being a little bit more equal on, it was a back and forth, either team getting something after every single fight. But what do you think was the key factor here that eventually led to Resurgence taking that game one?
Let's see. So there are a lot of things. Just as you mentioned, it was a pretty back and forth match. I think one thing to take away from this is that we were discussing about win conditions at the desk, and if ever Raven gets to get the ball rolling, then it's one already cross off the list. And another thing is that all 4 dragons went into Resurgence. So that just means either Mega didn't really give much control or priority on the whole map itself. So that just means more room for Resurgence to take whatever they wanted. And another side is that I was a little bit worried about the wave clear coming from the side of Resurgence, but it just means that the Baron is such a high priority for them to actually move forward in terms of gaining that victory. And that steal coming from Kralix, that was just beautiful to look at. That was the 3rd Baron of the game. We were almost at the 15-minute mark already. And I feel like that's the final nail to the coffin, especially if you could not, if you're not able to land the picks and capitalize on the Zoe burst at late game, then it's really a difficult thing for Mega to actually turn things around.
Yeah, and I feel like in general, Mega has a lot to improve based on game 1 in terms of macro play. It didn't really feel like they had this step-by-step process in mind of, okay, let's get X, Y, and then Z. Especially when they were going for those Barons, we noticed that they weren't really setting up a lot of vision before attempting the Baron. I feel like in that sense, they really want to try and think ahead, especially in terms of securing those objectives. They want to have a much better outlook of the game. You know, they want to know, okay, during early game, this is what we want to do, and then heading into mid game, we do X, Y, Z. So I feel like they need to plan it out more. And I feel like in general, also, they seem to lack this kind of proactiveness among the team. We were talking about how they seem to be very slow, but with a composition like this, I was actually hoping for a lot more action because you had the Varus, you had the Zoe, you just have all this burst and poke and stuff, and I was hoping to see, you know, a lot of this like sleepy trouble bubble into like double burst from the Varus and Zoe, but we didn't really get to see that. So I'm hoping for cleaner macro play and cleaner macro play in general, from Team Mega.
Yeah, and also just to add to the, you were talking about how the team composition was that Varus and Zoe, and you were looking for a lot of bursts. I was looking for that as well, but I think it came to a point that we were talking about what if Varus built lethality instead of building, going for that lethal tempo, going for that on-hit build, because I felt like if there were 2 choices for the Varus. If he went lethality, they could have went for a good pick and siege composition because they had the Ornn, they had the Zoe, they had the Varus. It was really, really good in terms of just taking down people who were trying to defend the turret, slowly poking them down. But instead, they went for that on-hit, which usually for on-hit Varus or crit Varus, it's better if there are pure tanks on the other team, but there wasn't on the RSG lineup. So maybe the item choice for the Varus wasn't really the ideal for that scenario.
I definitely have to agree with you guys. And aside from that though, because this is a type of game wherein, since it did kind of go equal here, you kind of need to nitpick in a way, look at the finer details as to what went wrong for Mega Esports. Not that there wasn't really as much, but because it did go back and forth. They had great moments. They did show signs where they were able to rebound in certain team fights. But heading into this particular game, is there anything that you feel could be done a little bit more differently? Not just for Mega Esports, even for Resurgence this time around.
I think there are a couple of maybe minor mistakes that leads to detrimental objectives. Like for example, Kra getting caught out, then that opens up a 4v5. They could take something else from the map. I guess there's also what the Jess not being able to devour key targets on his team, therefore not saving key players on their side, and therefore not being able to get back into a skirmish or a team fight whenever Resurgence decides to go all in on them. I think those are one of the few mistakes that I noticed that could potentially appear in the next game and might even be more damaging to the game.
Fair point. So I guess, did you want to add something?
I was not exactly the mistakes, but more of what things they can improve upon, because we were talking earlier about how the game really went long, but it wasn't necessarily because the compositions weren't equipped to end the game early. It felt like both teams were playing scared, and as the casters were talking about earlier also in the game, it's like they were feeling each other out, not really getting the initiative. And every time one team would try to go for the initiation, they always go for the plan B and back out immediately if they don't see the perfect engage. Right. So I would think for teams for Mega Esports, they would try and be more decisive, try and take some risks, because I feel like some of the moments where they didn't take the risk, they could have gotten more, because especially the Tom Kench Ultimates, I did not see a lot of really good usage out of that. That's why they weren't able to get a lot of picks. So if they can utilize what their champions have in the kit and try and get more picks at that game, they could have probably ended the game earlier on.
Yeah, I think on my side, because I was mentioning earlier about how Mega, the macro play can definitely be cleaned up. I feel like in terms of rotations, they can definitely improve on that. For Resurgence, I feel like their mind is actually in the right place. But like we were saying, it's really the confidence of actually going for the decision. I feel like they know what they want to do. It's just a hesitation that maybe they're afraid to take that risk, and maybe they're also just banking on Raven to kind of just like carry after something bad happens on the side of Mega. But I feel like that's actually not necessary. I think they should definitely be much more confident in their ability to defeat Mega, because we see these decisions where, for example, the Nocturne with the Steel, or like Raven going with the Realm Warp. I feel like those things are signs of Resurgence having much more potential to do much better. Because, I mean, like you were saying, it felt like RSG could have probably ended that earlier with, if they were more confident in their play.
Yes, in relation to what you've mentioned about RSG having, the right mindset here, I was just remembering the point whereas Mega is the type of team that likes to initiate these death squads. They roam the map as 5 and find a pick.
Yeah.
But RSG not giving into that sort of play and just split pushing elsewhere. Okay, you get a kill, but we get a tower. And that's totally fine. And that's a trade they're willing to give.
So there we have it. We've got a lot of great insight from you guys. And you know what I find interesting, actually, given that discussion, we've had a lot of instances wherein we question the lack of patience of certain teams during the group stage. This time, we actually have an instance wherein it's a little bit too overcautious for the team here. So I definitely like to see if we could see that adjustment from Mega Esports, and for Resurgence at least continue to make those groundbreaking plays that we saw, which kind of did allow them to reach up for that victory a little bit more than Mega Esports. But ladies and gents, we've got some great insight from analysts right here. Guys, I hope with the discussion that we had, you were able to kind of think about, who am I going for this game? So it is prediction time. Amplifier, our prophet. I hope you will continue to be our prophet. Who are you leaning towards for game 2?
I kind of hate that I'm always first, because I feel like I have to think so fast. Maybe that's what's making me maybe it's just luck, actually.
Yes.
No, man, you're setting the tempo. You're setting
Yes,
the tempo.
that's what you're doing.
But I think for this game, I'm gonna have to predict that Mega will win this one. I feel like that game 1 was definitely a warm-up. I feel like Mega can do so much better than they did in game 1. We saw that they definitely shined in some of their games during group stages, and I feel like game 1 was definitely not an indicator of what they can definitely do like at maximum performance. So I feel like game 1 was just kind of them waking up. It's been kind of a long day as well for everyone. So I feel like in game 2, Mega will kind of bounce back and show us the better performances that they had, during group stages.
Crazy Apple.
Well, for me, I feel like we were banking on the matchup in the mid lane between Raven and Secret to see, to feel out who would really win the series. And in the first game, Secret got his second best champion, arguably, in the group stages with that Zoe. And he might still use or show us the Aurelia pick later on, but he was really bulldozed, essentially, by Raven in the mid lane. And I think if Mega needs time to wake up, I feel like Resurgence has already woken up and they already warmed up. While for Mega, if they need to get there, then I think for game 2, it's gonna be Resurgence rather than Mega Esports.
1-1 so far. Riku, you're gonna be the tiebreaker. What's your prediction?
Okay, I was wrong the first game, so I'm gonna say Resurgence just because of maybe history is starting to repeat itself despite the change of roster already from Mega Esports, and they look really good based from game number 1, so I'm going for RSG.
Okay, so we have once again a division, 1 vote for Mega Esports, courtesy of Amplifier. Of course, the rest of our peeps here on the analyst desk gonna go for Resurgence. But let's go ahead and see if their predictions are right. And of course, if Resurgence can go 2-0 or with Mega Esports not go down without a fight and equal the scoreboard 1-1. For the meantime, once again, on behalf of Amplifier, Crazy Apple, and Riku, this is Globe Conquerors Manila, presented by Globe, organized by Garena, with our official hardware partner Lenovo, powered by Intel, with special thanks to Bacchus Energy Drink. And of course, by the way, this tournament is actually under the regulation and supervision of the Games and Amusement Board. So with that said, I'm raring to go once again on Summoner's Rift. We're passing it over to Chiso and Vulcan. So we'll see you guys on the Rift, and see you for the post-analyst desk.
So I guess we're back after that short break, guys. Welcome back to the GCM semifinals. My name is Vulcan. With me is Shisto. We will be your shoutcasters entering game number 2, coming from game number 1 with Resurgence. I gotta say, that was such a long game, but it all comes down to how well they wanted to set things up for game number 1.
Yeah, I'd have to describe that game from Resurgence. Very, very controlled, no over-aggressive steps, and they didn't commit that many errors, and ultimately they did come out with a victory. But I also felt like Mega Esports weren't looking the most comfortable with the comp that they drafted. Normally when Mega is playing, they usually win when they play aggressive, but in that game they felt a bit held back. A bit too held back for my liking. Now we're gonna head back and pick and ban. It will be Mega once again on the blue side against Resurgence on the opposite. Is there a switch up in bans? I don't think so.
I think we're still seeing the same bands we saw in game 1. Mega Esports just bringing what they've learned over the group stages onto game 2. Same thing from game 1. So gonna be still seeing the same bands, but except the Thalia actually made its way through. So look at that, Mega Esports will be picking up the Thalia jungle.
Actually, on the side of Resurgence, I feel like there's no switch up in bans, but for Mega, they actually decided to deny the Nocturne this time from Kralix. He's hovering the Maokai once again like he did during the previous game, but Rise once again onto Raven was a big pick up for them. Did play very well on that champion. They will take away the Varus from Golden Feet, so there's a lot of engage already on the side of Resurgence. What does Mega Esports decide to add to this Thalia? They already have a strong invading jungler. I want to see them secure lane priority. They know the matchup in either the mid or top lane. They know the matchup bot lane. We've seen a lot of misfortune during the Ascension games, Vulcan, and once again, we're gonna see a misfortune in Rakan bot lane here for Mega.
The more I see how the Rise is left open, the more I expect that maybe Resurgence is trying to bait Mega Esports to play this champion, but this time, I guess if they're not gonna take it away, we'll take it out for ourselves here. But look at that, a Rakan will be picked up, and look at this. Braum instantly locked in. What a way to deny the damage from the misfortune with a Braum.
Yeah, not just the damage from the misfortune that will be denied here. I like the engage as well. The way that you pair a Varus with a Braum, there's so much crowd control across these two specific champions that basically anyone they decide to lock down will definitely be locked down. So I'm liking the engage so far. I like the proactiveness available for Resurgence. Mega Esports, what do they decide to deny here? They will be going the route of banning away junglers from Kralix. The Trundle will be removed. As for Resurgence, going to target Warlock's Ornn, which did have a little bit of an impact during that first game, but not exactly the impact that Mega needed.
So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of same bans we had seen in game 1, but you did mention about denying a Nocturne. So yeah, at this point we're still seeing the jungle bans here, but looking at the bans dished out by Resurgence, it's going to be 2 top lane bans, Ornn and Gnar being removed.
As for Mega Esports, they do ban out 2 junglers here with the Trundle and the Camille. Now, I'm expecting Resurgence to want to go with a tank top lane, considering that they did ban away the Gnar who counters majority of them. I think it's just a question of which top laner they decide to go for. And if it is the Irelia, it's still a question of which solo laner goes where, because Irelia could go mid lane and Shinsekai could hold on to this rise.
And Irelia can go also the top side too. So we're going to be seeing a lot of flex from Resurgence. But for Mega Esports, the Zoe's left open. Let's pick it up again to see. Let's make it work the second time. We came from game one. Let's shake things off here. But note that this time we're still going to be expecting a major frontline, which is the Braum. So, I mean, you're picking a Zoe to a Braum.
Yeah, and now the last pick for Mega Esports because needs to be able to deal with either the Rise or the Irelia because it's still a question mark on the Resurgence. Now, the Singaporean team knows that it is a Fiora. Question in my mind is which champion they decide to send in that top lane matchup. They are looking for a jungler right now. What does Kralix want to play into this Talia?
I mean, you did mention something about Sejuani is still good here. I mean, we're seeing the Braum being left open, but it's going to be Zheng Xiao instantly locked in by Resurgence. That's going to be scary, knowing that there is a Braum in the bot lane.
Yeah, we've seen the Talia into Xin Zhao matchup earlier during the Ascension game against Kuala Lumpur Hunters, but the Xin Zhao actually lost that game, so Mega Esports might be up to something here. Look at the amount of respect they're putting to the crowd control of Resurgence. I see 3 cleanses on the side of Mega Esports. They really don't want to be rooted in place.
At the same time, they don't want for Resurgence to have success when it comes to those ganks that we will have a fun time watching and the bot lane with the Zheng Xiao and Braum. But at the same time, yeah, we do see a lot of CC. Maybe they are respecting it too much. Who knows? I mean, double cleanse in the bot lane. Maybe they want to deny that the engage coming from Resurgence with the cleanse and Chain of Corruption may not be a tool that maybe Resurgence wanted to happen. Maybe the value is not there yet.
You know, to be honest, the fact that they have so many cleanses means that we might see even less fighting this game since there's a lot of ways for Mega to just get away whenever Resurgence wants to hunt them down. But of course, the thing on my mind right now as we head into Game 2 is whether or not Mega Esports makes it an interesting series or will Resurgence start to dominate by picking up their second win in the best of 5.
So yeah, when it comes to second win, that feels very, very good. You are now at match point if Resurgence takes it away with Game 2. But here are the summary of our drafts here for the viewers that joined in just now of Mega Esports on the blue side versus Resurgence on the red side.
Okay, so we were hovering the question of whether or not the Rise would go to the mid lane or the top lane. It looks like Resurgence opted for the Irelia mid, which is a fairly good matchup into the Zoe. It's very easy for the Irelia to instantly dash in and murder the Zoe.
So in your predictions on Game 2 here, is it going to be another same long game from Game 1?
I don't think so, Vulcan. I feel like there are less tiers to stack in this particular game, so I feel like there will be more fighting, especially on the side of Mega Esports. But what I will expect to see is a lot of split pushing, especially with champions such as the Fiora, such as the Rise and Irelia. There's a lot of ways they can impact the map without being in a full-on team fight.
So let's see all the team fight if it's gonna happen. On Game 2, we are now ready to load up to Summoner's Rift. See you there! Game 2 starts right now, so welcome back to everyone watching right now in Mall of Asia Arena, and of course to our fellow audiences in the YouTube stream and Facebook stream. Game 2 starts now. Mega Esports on the blue side versus Resurgence on the red side, with Resurgence taking away Game 1.
Yeah, you know, what I really want to look forward here, what I want everyone to watch out for is whether or not Warlock can pop off on the Sphere. Throughout the group stages, Vulcan, we were discussing this before the broadcast, and we felt like Warlock wasn't exactly popping off on his champions, and he's playing carry right now. This comp needs to rely on the Fiora split pushing if they want to be effective, so I think it's going to be a big thing if Warlock is able to get ahead.
Let's see. Here it comes. I love the small cheers. I mean, the moment you see something like this, that makes you want to shout or scream. So why don't you guys go for it? So seeing just small skirmishes is something that I also am a fan of. At the same time, it's something that is very risky that I don't think these teams are going to go for.
Nothing landed in that skirmish though, Vulcan. they watched game 1 and decided, okay, let's just not fight for the first 20 minutes of the game.
It's fine. I mean, they want it to happen, so maybe Resurgence are gonna go for it. Who knows, guys? But oh, of course, you have to weigh things out here, guys. Maybe Graylix may give what you want to watch out for, because we know that Xingqiao at this point, he's gonna be the one to go for those. Even level 2s or level 3s are gonna be predicted.
Yeah, Shinza does have a pretty strong level 2 gank if he does go for the E and the Q start, but Talia as well can go for a bit of damage when she hits level 2. But Heise is already fairly low. Not gonna go for any interaction with the enemy jungler. I don't think it would be a wise choice, but speaking of choices,
you're getting what you want, guys. Here it comes. Flash in and out. Secret's being low. He's gonna be flashed in from Raven. Both melee are going onto the Zoe. Is he gonna survive? He does not have a flash, but looks like they're too slow. Oh, a re-engage. What a first blood in the hands of Resurgence.
Yeah, we were just talking about the level 2 of the Shinzao. They're able to close the gap onto the Zoe. You got your wish, Vulcan. That's your early fight. We were mentioning these teams might not fight till 20 minutes, but less than 3 minutes into the game, you actually pick up first blood.
It's not gonna be the end of it. It's just the start of something that maybe Mega Esports wants to come back to Game 2. So when it comes to how Game 1 played out, it was slow. It was very safe. Feeling out process, guys. So Game 2, okay, we know what Resurgence does good. Let's try and match or attack them when they're weakest, especially at this point, which is the early game.
Yeah, you know, I'd feel like you'd enjoy if Mega Esports made this series interesting by picking up the win and tying up the scoreboard.
At the same time, it's going to be Resurgence also being in the hot seat. So let's try to think what we're doing here. But again, you are going to be seeing a very safe lane here in the bot side. Note that I am expecting something from Kratos here, because come those ultimates unlocked, it's going to be very exciting to watch. And I think that's why we're seeing a double cleanse in the bot lane.
Yeah, actually the double cleanse means that there's a lot of disengage available for both Colded Feet and Wanted Jet. It's very easy for Resurgence to set up fights around the bot half of the map. And I think it's good that they respected it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the respect you want to show. So Resurgence, who knows? They are trying to dip their feet into the water, trying to see what Mega has. But look here, Kratos in the brush.
There's no flash on Secret.
No flash, no means of escape. Are they gonna set up for the gag? It's still quite tense. Okay, we are seeing the recall there. Kratos will not commit, but Heise is in the Croc side. Never mind, they changed mind. They're going straight for the gag there. Oh, Secret misses the bubble. He's quite low. Is the soul gonna connect? Oh, wait a minute. They're immediately backing away. They did see Warlock responding in the river.
Yeah, they're just gonna back off there. They did burn a summoner away from Secret in that regard. They really tried to punish the flashless Zoe, but not enough damage just yet to take her down.
They're still waiting for it. Not enough, let's say, engage just yet. But seeing how top lane matchup is going, it's a more timing-based for Shinsekai. At the same time, for Warlock, as you said, Chisto, early game, you want to enable this Fiora, let it split push, and let Mega Esports get the cash in from this Fiora investment.
Yeah, whenever I see a Fiora top lane, you always wonder how the team that drafted the Fiora decides to play around her, because when she's behind, she's basically useless in a team fight, but when she's ahead, she's an absolute monster when it comes to split pushing. So I want to see Heise try and make plays towards the top half of the map and not let Warlock.
Look at that. So immediately Kratos go in, gets bubbled, and Raven's quite low. Okay, Secret's not scared of them. Doesn't mind, so looks like he will successfully push in the waves in the mid lane.
Yeah, and going back, Vulcan, I feel like you don't want to leave Warlock on an island against Shinsekai. I feel like the 1v1 is quite difficult for the Fiora to outplay. Considering that it's hard to react to a point-and-click route that basically appears instantly.
And they also were seeing Warlock instead of the... Maybe I'm just so used to seeing Klepto. We're going to be seeing Undying Grasp to be a bit more defensive, have more sustain, try and survive the abuse that Shinsekai is doing in the top side.
You would have preferred that the Grasp of the Undying was taken into a melee matchup. Unfortunately, it was the Rise after pick and ban, so that's a feels bad man moment.
Can't stack it up that well, so Maybe we're going to be seeing something in the top side. Oh, it's more on, again, Mega Esports waiting for their time to strike. I mean, we have powerful ways for Mega Esports to start things here. I have one thing I'm seeing is the Weaver's Wall, and maybe the engage from Wata Jess.
Yeah, I feel like the engage from Wata Jess will arrive once he does it level 6. It's quite difficult to win a 2v2 against Varus and Drum. There's a lot of damage across those two champions, and I'm looking at the choice of runes here for CL. It seems like he opted for the Arcane Comet, so expect Lethality Varus in this game, unlike the previous one where Golden Feet decided to go for the on-hit build.
So we're going for Poke Varus. I'm very excited to see it. I mean, we have always seen on-hit Varus in the group stages up until the playoffs, but looks like Resurgence. We're going to be going for some Poke instead here. Engagement with the Jess knocks Ciela up in the air. What? Not yet. Not yet. They're still waiting for that damage. They're still waiting for those ultimates. No kill in the bot side.
Well, I've been seeing a bit of this Poke Varus like you mentioned, but yeah, Blue Buff just gonna get handed over to Secret, gonna help him shove out this mid lane.
So at this point, Secret maybe can feel a bit more comfortable just pushing out the waves. At the same time, a lot of hefty movements now. Things are heating up just a bit, especially the top side. They did get spotted out. Hang on. Looks like they're trying to go in for an engage, and the corruption immediately gets cleansed away. That's an easy disengage for Mega Esports.
There you see the value of the cleanse, but the chain of corruption will always come off cooldown first. Within that window, with the cleanses down, Resurgence can make a play on this misfortune, so that's one thing for Mega. They can't disengage that often right now.
So maybe they're going to be waiting for those cooldowns. Maybe they're going to be the ones to just let it burn and at the same time start something across the map here. Look at that. It's going to be Kralix starting it off with the Ocean Drake quite early there, but looks like Warlock's not having a good time in the top side.
Yeah, definitely not going to have a good time in a ranged matchup as of here. You know, Vulcan, you see slow-paced games like this and you kind of feel like it's dull, but in reality, it's such a high-level play by both teams.
And we're going to be expecting, wait a minute, Warlock quite low, flashes away from the warp. Shinsekai quite near, Redemption's not going to make it, parry, oh! We could not deny enough damage there, so it's going to be Warlock down for the count, but Heise, can he go for something here? Is he going to go for the execute? He's taking some turret shots. He's going for the execute. Oh no! That was so close! It's gonna be Secret picking him off.
Yeah, Secret actually got a flash off of the Spell Thief, not needing to burn his own actual flash to pick up that kill. You see the intention from Shinsekai. He doesn't buy enough distance. Secret picks up one kill on the Zoe.
So I think I knew he was going to go for quite close there, but looks like a lot of members in the bot side, in the bot lane.
Yeah, they're going to try to brute force this tower, but there's enough healing, and Redemption as well will help them sustain the lane quite a bit.
Nice redemption there for the Zini assist. Aiza is going to go for something, but he is... Okay, he was spotted by a ward. Looks like Resurgence. Okay, Wata Jess trying to bait them in. Flashing corruption onto Wata Jess. Immediately cleansing away. Oh, charming the Braum, but kind of missed that shove by an inch. That was very close for Mega Esports.
You know, Vulcan, I'm thinking this is how we expected double cleanse to pan out, where both Golden Feet and Wata Jess could easily run away from whichever engage they have to face. So, nothing unexpected happening so far in this game.
I mean, you can do everything you want. You can throw your ultimates, you can throw your CCs, but it's not gonna matter at all. We have the cleanse, but of course, as you said before, it does have a long cooldown. And maybe Resurgence ultimate will be up by then. They can have another go, they can have another chance in trying to get something in the bot side.
You know, I'm wondering how many times you have to see the same play over and over until they actually pick up the kill onto either Golden Feet or Wata Jess. Because the first time it was the Misfortune who burned Cleanse. The next time it was the Rakan.
Oh, cool. Look at that. Bullet time used to just clear up the waves. This is Mega Esports really just playing it safe. They don't want to start things here, so they will just go for the clear.
Yeah, Golden Feet is running out of mana to clear the wave, and it will force them to forfeit this bot lane outer turret. There's a lot of pressure being dealt by Ciela and Kra.
First turret's not yet secured by anyone, so you can expect that either Resurgence, who knows, you can just stay tuned and watch as they are trying to rush down this bot lane turret. But at this point, Heise is level 6. Are they going to go for something in the bot side? They're looking at the bot lane. What adjust? Do you have? He does not have the ultimate. Heise, Weaver's Wall in for the cut of our Surgeons. They can't escape. Craw with the disengage, but gets flinged back with the seismic shove. Ciela left alone. Mega Esports are going for it, and they took everything in the bot lane.
Yeah, Heise was first to the punch here. Kralix not in a position to counter gank. The Talia wall blocks them off. No flash on both bot laners of Resurgence. Mega Esports, they find 2 picks there. Where does Resurgence decide to respond?
Warlock though being aggressive, going in. Pumps the Herald there. Rumble coming in. Will he escape? Yes, he does! And the same with Kralix, but he did survive. Did not give the kill. Rift Herald right now with the top side. Leave it to Kralix to now push the wave.
Yeah, can Warlock stop the Rift Herald from channeling her charge? It seems like no will be the answer. That's a lot of chip damage onto the top lane turret. Now I see a teleport coming in from Shinsekai. They want to dive Warlock.
Yeah, going for it. Turret's quite low. Herald has been destroyed. He is spotted by a ward. Are they going for that dive? Next wave coming in. Looks like, okay, Warlock respecting this. Is backing away. First turret is going to go to Resurgence. Is Warlock going to go for the defense? And yes, he will.
Here comes Heise. They don't know where the Talia is, so they're gonna back off here. Ooh. 2 turrets instantly gonna go over to the side of Resurgence. That's a big swing in Global Gold.
I mean, Global Gold wise, things are looking great for Resurgence. 2 turrets, not to mention the first turret too. So, gold lead wise, 2K at most, but it's not much just yet. Next Drake though, it's Inferno. I think Resurgence, they want to go for this one.
The game has been quite non-interactive for my opinion, Vulcan, and I feel like Mega Esports are playing a bit scared here. You want to see them force a bit more plays because during the group stage, Mega went undefeated during the first day, and one thing that was similar throughout most of those games was they decided to play the aggressor. They weren't waiting for the enemy team to make a mistake. But speaking of mistakes,
that was such a close stun though. Raven trying to set up with the Vanguard's edge there. Re-engage, come here, what the jest. Here comes the bullet time, melting the members of Resurgence. That's what you want. Cry is low. Golden Feet takes him away. That's a great play from Mega Esports.
And finally, we get to see some signs of life coming from Mega Esports. They pull the trigger on and counter engage. Still no flash on both Ciela and Crom. Means both of them went down. And going back to the first game, Vulcan, we thought the issue was Crom getting picked off over and over, and it's actually still happening.
But for Resurgence, I think they want to go for some turrets. They got the 2 turrets there. But for Mega Esports, now they are looking for these fights that, you know, we want to see at the same time we're expecting, because Mega, they have just flipped the switch. They're trying to be more aggressive. Shinsekai, okay, spots up the Rakan, so he's not going to be pushing in anymore. Backs away.
Yeah, where do they go for that aggression though? Even though they were able to find a few fights, it was actually Resurgence stepping forward to meet them. So where does Mega decide to look for fights against Resurgence? Since both their side lane outer turrets were already pushed down, it means that the aggressors on the team are just forced to stay back and deal with the waves being pushed in. Now, Infernal Drake will definitely go down over the Resurgence. No steal gonna happen right there. Now, look at the gold right now. And comparing Ciela and Golden Feet, they're actually even in gold, despite the KDA being in favor of the Misfortune. The global gold from the towers is really assisting the bot lane of Resurgence.
And I think with the bot lane being destroyed for Mega Esports, Resurgence felt comfortable. They will take away the Infernal Drake. Next Drake Infernal, Warlock. Oh, repulse, but he did not time it well. He did get stunned in return by Raven. Kralix is on the scene there. Resurgence trying to push up the wave, but that's it for now in the bot lane.
Mega Esports are bleeding towers over and over here. We haven't seen them gone for any proactive plays. Most of it has been Resurgence running at them. This is a growing issue in the series of Mega Esports. Speaking of issues,
a hard engage. A Drowsy is there. He's under the sleeve. It's gonna be, oh, will he be taken down? No. Seismic shot misses. Close call for Kralix. Right now they have lost a lot of resources there. Here comes the Weaver's Wall. Ciela left alone. No support. Ooh, great flash for the save. Did not get shoved back again.
A good flash indeed from Ciela. The bot lane of Resurgence gonna survive for now despite being picked off earlier. But man, going back, Mega Esports burned so much just to attempt to take down Kralix, but they never even picked up the kill.
That's gonna be no kills for Mega Esports just yet. Hang on. Blasco's not gonna be enough. Up in the air. Oh, the bounce didn't connect. Shinsekai flashes over the wall. Looks like he's out of the woods.
Is he though? You see Heise, he's walking up the river.
He's gonna be scouting out. He's gonna be going for it. He's just gonna let him recall. He's still a bit cautious, so I think Heise won't go for it just yet. A bit cautious right now for Mega Esports.
Yeah, Heise just gonna check the bush. Unfortunately, Shinsekai was not there. This is the third and final outer turret. We've seen Mega Esports just give up 3 turrets without a response. Oh my god!
Finally, the 2-match shove that we were waiting for. Mega Esports are picking up the members of the bot lane for Resurgence. He tried to flash away, tried to slow them down. It didn't work. That gives them a 7-2 kill score for Mega Esports.
A 0-6-0 is the scoreline for the bot lane of Resurgence in this game. They're not having a good time at all, constantly getting picked off, trying to step too far forward. Mega are gaining a bit of ground here. They're going to try and take down the mid lane tower of Resurgence. It's so 3 men strong trying to defend this.
And as for Resurgence, they don't want to back out. Yes, they're 3 men strong. They don't want to give Mega Esports an easy turret. Meanwhile, Warlock finished the Hydra. Now he really don't want to push out the waves. But he can't really take down the turret. He's still respecting Resurgence.
Yeah, and you know, Vulcan, despite the kill score being this much in favor of Mega Esports, the gold is actually still even across the board. So it could be a bit misleading, especially for Mega Esports. You could lull them in this false sense of security that they are ahead. But Resurgence actually is even against their team. But now Shinsekai, okay, why is it enough? Just check the bush.
He was spotted by that, so it looks like Shinsekai knows what's up. And for Warlock, we'll just clear out the control ward. The Baron, of course, will be live in 1 minute and 52 seconds here. Resurgence again, same as game 1. We're seeing the same thing as before, is that they are trying to set up things again in the mid lane. Resurgence right now on the push in the mid lane.
Yeah, they need to finally take down this final outer turret after the recall is complete here. I think finally did have enough free time to take it down, but the recall did not push through. Golden Sheep decided to stick around now. Will the tower go down? That is the biggest question on my mind. I'll be super excited if it does.
Reverse wall gets denied. Heise couldn't make the escape. Secret trying to poke him down, and he does. Ignite will finish off Shinsekai.
Here's the best part, Vulcan. They took down the tower in the mid lane. It's the final outer turret of Resurgence. I feel like Shinsekai just stepped too far forward and ate all the damage from the already fed Zoe. So quite unlucky there for Resurgence still. Don't see any objectives going over to the side of Mega Esports.
Okay, look at that. Again, yeah, Mega Esports at this point not getting much objectives. They only have 1 turret, but now they need to try and contest this Infernal Drake. That's going to be the second one that's going to spawn, and if Resurgence takes it away, that's going to be painful. We are seeing a rise that in the late game, that's going to be hard to deal with.
You know, Vulcan, we've seen a lot of focus on objectives in these games, but I really want to see a few kills. I want to see some action.
We might see one in soon. I mean, the Infernal Drake is going to spawn in 58 seconds, whereas the Baron is going to spawn in 17. So at this point, I think for Resurgence and Mega Esports, they are trying to weigh their options. I mean, that's great. You have 2 things to choose from. Do I get Infernal? Do I get Baron? Both of these are good. So maybe you'll try to get everything and deny everything from your enemy team.
I don't think Baron is the best idea for both teams at the moment. It's still fairly early, and consider that both AD carries are buying lethality, they won't have the best Baron secure.
I mean, lethality, burst damage there, Misfortune's bullet time is something I think that's going to be exciting to watch as, man, nothing's more exciting than watching those health bars melt. So if Mega Esports clumps up together, they can start something here. They're just... okay, they're just clearing out the wards in the mid lane. I'm seeing in a map, Mega Esports just playing this Baron dance.
How do they see the melt though if we never see it engage?
They're gonna be going for the engage. Like right now, we're seeing that Mega Esports are going for it. You don't see it just yet, but you know that when it comes to these 2 objectives being live, you know that they're gonna be going for it. Hang on. Everyone right now shifting from the mid to the Infernal. Okay, Shinseka getting a bit of damage from the Drake here.
Where does the engage happen? I see a flash available on What the Jess. Everyone's in this Infernal Drake, but the members of Mega Esports are a bit split up. They will be converging on the bot half of this now. This will be a standoff between both teams. Who wants Dragon? Who wants a team fight? They get to decide.
Let's see, 3K health, flash in, Balazar, whoa, 3-man knockup, 3-man shove. This is Mega Esports going for the 5, Vanguard's edge, closing up the members of Resurgence. At this point, Golden Feet, can he go for the cleanup? Flash in, double up, that's a double kill, and a flash in from the Zoe. Can he look for Raven? Balazar misses, he does cuts away, going for the trouble. It's going to be embarrassed, flashing away. He is asleep, and it's going to be Secret taking it all. It is MG winning this fight, taking it all with the Infernal Drake.
Yeah, that's definitely a win for Mega Esports. They find a good fight on their team with the engage from Viracon. What the Jess with a beautiful engage, landing a 3-man knockup into a 3-man shove from Heisen. Now they're gonna get rewarded with the Infernal Drake. But have they overextended?
A very aggressive attempt from RSG. They missed the 2-man stun there. Raven is quite low. We are seeing a teleport, an immediate engage from Warlock, but it doesn't matter here. Immediate response from Heisen takes down Raven. Right now they're driving it on in the turret. They're trying to go for more kills here. Now Shinseka in the edge there, trying to block them up. Can they look for something here?
Where does Shinsekai go? He's not gonna zone out the members of Mega. He's gonna let them pass. Can't go for a 1v4 on the rise just yet. Now,
that's just gonna be it. But at least Resurgence, they know that they need to start things fights here. They know that they need to try to at least deny Mega Esports or get some kills for themselves here. Because check out the kill score, it's 30-6, but we know that the gold lead is not yet in anyone's major favor. It's only 1K gold lead.
You know, Mega Esports are looking a bit more comfortable out there right now. We did mention the aggression. That's how you use bullet time in a competitive setting. Use it to clear waves so that the wave shoves instantly. Baron though will be the next target for both teams.
Baron Low, that's gonna be something that I think MG wants right now. While Resurgence, they're feeling a bit left out here. I mean, you got wiped out in the Infernal Drake pit. Now that you give the Infernal, next Drake again is Infernal, by the way, so that is going to be the 3rd Infernal Drake spawning in. What the Chess going for the face check. Are they gonna go for it? What a Fisher plus the Unbreakable, but oh my god, Resurgence, they got so much damage soaked up here. Immediate response from Raven, going for the double stun there, going for the engage. Vanguard's edge to close them all. They're on to the Misfortune. And it's going to be Warlock going in with a heal, parrying down the knockup there, and a piercing arrow. What a shot down, a snipe coming from Ziella.
That's a 2-for-4 in favor of Resurgence. They pick up 4 kills on the side. Only Warlock left to defend here. There are no big minion waves near any towers on the side of Mega Esports, so at least they might not lose an objective here. Baron is not an option for Resurgence. Remember that their Varus decided to go for a lethality build. He won't have the same Baron speed as an on-hit Varus, but as we go over the replay of this fight, what the just actually kind of predicted they were there because he instantly popped the quickness the moment he saw a champion. Everyone in Resurgence gets super low, but Raven lands this super clutch flawless duet, which allows him to close the gap. And the fact that he's able to take down Secret means that he secured the win in the fight.
That was such a great Unbreakable by the Braum there, denying the majority of the bullet time, enough for Resurgence to survive and go for that cleanup. So, kill score right now, 50-10. Control war being placed by Mega Esports, still eyeing this Baron here. Timer, 25 minutes. Next trick again, guys. Reminder, it's going to be another Infernal Drake, so you know that's going to be a lot of damage come the game as we progress, but know the Resurgence at this point, they want to get a triple stack at most.
Yeah, just when we thought that Mega Esports were starting to look comfortable there and play a bit more aggressive with less hesitation, Resurgence, they pull a trigger on a fight and immediately everything's already been turned around for Mega Esports. You're practically even once again.
Dead even, but maybe this Baron. This Baron can change it. Control ward in place there by Mega Esports. They're lingering around the river. Denying vision again. Same thing we saw in game 1. Same game plan here. Still sticking to it. So, They are eyeing this outer top lane turret, gonna just push it out.
It's gonna be quite a while till we see any of these teams actually go for the Baron. The setup not quite there yet.
So, but they are working towards it, especially Resurgence. The next rig is actually gonna be the Cloud Drake, so it's gonna be the fact that Mega Esports again still doing their best, trying their best to deny the vision from Resurgence, making them feel a bit anxious, at the same time uncomfortable that our Baron's kind of pitch black there. We need to do something here, and they do it just that. MG just making it work.
Yeah, and one more thing that I think we failed to point out is the split push of Luciara. Warlock actually already has 2 items completed, and I think he's actually in a position where he can 1v1 Shinsekai on the rise. And if Warlock is able to force the members of Resurgence to split, and then maybe Mega can go for a play.
They're gonna be the ones to just scout things out here. Hang on. 4 members. Realm Warp to just get away and hide inside the pit. That is sneaky from Resurgence.
I actually think that was an attempt to go for Baron, but since one of them got hit by the bubble, it would have given information to Mega on where they landed with the Realm Warp.
So right now, MG just going for the clear again. Resurgence, really. Last time they went for something impatient, we saw that they actually got wiped out in the pit. So from learning from game 1, guys, looks like Resurgence not gonna make the same mistake. This is actually what you want to see, and that's why best of 5 is a test of these pro players, and especially the spot for the finals for tomorrow.
Yeah, it feels like a test of endurance for all of us, man. You know how both these teams are playing pretty passively with less fighting.
I mean, timer right now, it's going to be nearing 28 minutes here. So, on your map right now, Cloud Drake is live right now. So, Resurgence again, look at that. They're just playing the hide and seek game. They don't want to risk anything. This is what happens when Baron is spawned here, but seeing how Mega right now making some small movements around this river. Again, that control ward in place. Resurgence. Are they gonna try and make some movements here?
Who's gonna misstep first? Scuttle Crab once again to Mega. Will give them unsweepable vision in that right in front of the Baron pit.
Looks like the Scuttle will be secured by Mega, and for Resurgence, they're trying to just pull back a bit here. Look at that in the bot lane. It's gonna be Warlock going in on Shinsekai on the turret, rooting him down on the turret. That's a lot of damage on the Warlock, trying to get away. Is it gonna be enough here? Tries to get away with a launch. Here comes Croc, ghosting in. Okay, it's not gonna happen there. It's gonna be a fight in the mid lane here. Bubble, that's not gonna go to Raven. Right now, Resurgence. They are distributing themselves to match the side pressure that Warlock is doing.
You know, I feel like at this point, Vulcan, we get excited about anything happening on the map. You almost think Warlock will go down, but the guy doesn't deal enough damage. All the skill shots missing in the mid lane means no fights are gonna break out.
But here's the thing, we know that the fights are gonna break out. It's the fact that it's gonna come. But it's the fact that for Mega Esports and Resurgence, when it comes, they know that they don't want to commit to it. They're just pulling back. And it's going to arrive soon enough there. So Baron is still up on the table there. But Mega Esports, they finally take down the inner mid lane turret.
Yeah, the objective traded without a contest from the other team. Quite interesting that this has been the trend, considering that during the first best of 5 today, there was a lot of team fighting, contesting over these objectives.
Okay, we're going to be nearing our 30-minute mark here. Let's see, again, Warlock still in the bot side, just shoving out the waves here. Let's see, at this point, it's just that standoff that we want to see. But Shinsekai does spot out Warlock. He's just backing away in the blue side. That's enough for that. But again, this is just the same thing we're seeing continuously on and on. 5 minutes. Why is that? Because you know the Baron is live right now, so why don't you take it very careful, very slow, that they learned from game 1, now they're bringing it to game 2.
You see that trade between Warlock and Shinsekai has been the most interactive we've seen any of the champions on both teams do. So, Cloud, you're gonna go over to Mega Esports. Gonna add a bit of value, so we are even in the count of Drakes. Elder Drake will be the next spawn though, so.
Okay, this Max is the 4th Drake spawning right now. Cloud Drake successfully goes to the hands of Mega Esports. As Sisto said, guys, next Drake is Elder. So right now, Resurgence eyeing the Baron. They pull the trigger. Now, Mega Esports Immediately rushing towards the Baron, marching in. Flash. That's big! Oh, that is huge! That's what they want, and that's the wipeout. Resurgence again. Impatience on their side. They're trying to win back the fight, but MG just wipes them out from the Baron pit.
Yeah, our patience is rewarded. Resurgence, they try to disengage from the Baron pit. The massive engage by what they just, regardless of him trading his life for it. That is so worth it for Mega Esports, unless Kralix can get a steal here.
Kralix does have flash. Piercing arrow being channeled in. They know that they're in the Baron pit. Control ward in place. It's in the dark for Resurgence. Baron held right now at the 5k mark. Going slow. Warlock powers the damage. They're still committed to the Baron. They cannot lose this. Kralix has the flash. That is stole the efforts of Mega Esports, but it's okay. Flash in from Craw gets the wipeout. Resurgence going for the second steal of the best of 5.
What in the hell just happened, Volker? We see a massive engage by what the Jets, which that's his team enough time to burn the Baron so low. We thought it was worth it for him, but apparently his death will be in vain because Resurgence stole the Baron.
That is great. Impatience on the side for Resurgence, but also Mega Esports a bit risky. They were risking this Baron. We need to take it all, but let's check out the replay to see how it went down.
Yeah, you see how after Resurgence peels off the Baron, they're all grouped up towards that one corner, and what the just sees this massive opportunity. Look at the engage from the Rakan. There's no way you react to it. It's a 5-man charm into knockup. The Unbreakable from Braum does mitigate some of the damage, but the damage has been done at this point. Resurgence, they try to salvage what they can. At this point, you know, you feel like, yeah, Mega are rewarded. You're very patient throughout the game. Finally, somebody's gonna get the Baron. But Kralix and Ciela have different ideas. They say, no, we're just gonna waste all of your efforts. And how much HP goes down? It's 178, the last frame I saw it. Very close margins. And then the final kill, of course, the flash Q.
Flash Q is
fighting, yes!
Nice there. So looks like Shinseki trying to back away. Warlock chasing him down. Realmore, can he get it? Yes, he does. Warlock still not able to get flash. Okay, he will go for the launch in and take him down there. So again, recap there. Flash kill by the Braum. And right now, Resurgence having the Baron buff in their hands. But for Shinseki, he gets denied.
Yeah, Baron buff on their hand, but can they actually use it if it's only on one member? I feel like they can't push up that far. And Rise is not on the map, and you did mention Warlock split pushing on the PR. It was very under the radar, but now finally, since he has his items, he's picked up the QSS, meaning that there's going to be a window where Shinseki actually can't root him down after he cleanses away from it, so...
It's okay. I mean, you guys can have the Baron, but we're going to be taking away the inhibitor, so... looks like Resurgence took a risk there. They denied the Baron. At least they denied it. It's in their hands, but from Mega Esports, they will still take away the mid lane inhibitor.
Okay, the inhibitor going down mid lane means there's more map pressure now for Mega Esports. It's easier for Warlock to go for that split push, but given that he still does not have his teleport, I feel like they're going to have to wait quite a bit more before they position their lanes properly. The side lanes are the target for Mega Esports. Where do they decide to go? I feel like it's a wiser decision to send Warlock topside because Elder Drake is spawning in less than 2 minutes. More members bot and mid would mean more control over that specific area of the map.
Okay, this is good for Resurgence. We still see the Baron buff in the hands of Ciela and for Craw. As Chisto said, it's going to be the Elder Drake spawning in less than 2 minutes. So let's see how Resurgence are going to play this out here. Warlock left alone. That's not going to be good news. Shinseki going in, storing things up here. Yeah, he's not going to survive, but will he though? He does have the QSS trying to get away from the CC, but tries to get the slow, but in the end, a shutdown will go to Resurgence. Kralix takes it up there. One member removed from Mega Esports.
And that's how you deal with the split push. You attack the split pusher. Everyone on Resurgence goes for the collapse with Warlock off the map. This allows Resurgence to go for this push. If they secure at least an inhibitor on this engage.
Great deny of the Weaver's Wall with the Unbreakable Crawl left alone, but at least his team does survive at this point. Mega Esports, they wanted to take away 1 point. If Resurgence takes it away, match point. this is not good for Mega Esports. You can see that they're desperately trying to defend the bot lane. Just one more hit away and that would have been taken down. But at Mega Esports MG, they still are trying to slow the game down or deny the push.
Yeah, now Resurgence are waiting for Elder. Actually, both teams, I feel, are waiting for Elder Drake to spawn, and then one team would have the edge over the other. Consider that most of these items are fairly equal in number. But I feel like Elder Drake would be a swing in terms of stats when it comes to a full-on 5v5 team fight. Now, Resurgence do have priority in some of their lanes, meaning they are the first to lay down vision in this Dragon area. Where does Mega Esports decide to go? What the Jess has is flashed up once again. No more cleanse though.
Cleanse away. At least he didn't get picked up there. Resurgence right now looking at the Elder Drake. So Resurgence, are they gonna go for it? Control ward plays over that wall there. It's going to be the fact that Elder Drake is being started down. 7k health, they're going in hot.
The Jess, they're clumping up.
Trying to look for the opening here. Now Golden Feet trying to just shift away the members of Resurgence. 6k health there. Heisen. Oh no, they're still engaged with a two-man knockup plus the shove. They're still not yet backing up. Unbreakable throw with the defense. It's gonna be the redemption for the reset of the fight. They're healed up, but they cannot survive. Top side, Warlock is pushing in, and it's gonna be Secret. Meanwhile, leaving behind a recall there, Resurgence right now trying to start the Elder Drake. Gets denied, but at least for Shinsekai takes down what the Jess. Bubble in place, Drowsy in effect. Guardian Angel has been popped. Can he get away there? Gets away with the ultimate there. Shinsekai going in for the engage. Flash over the wall. Secret going in off the Sierra. Flashing away from the bubble. Charging up the piercing arrow. No, it's on cooldown. It's going to be Shinsekai going in hard to the Zoe. Zoe has flash from Spell Thief. Wellmore being channeled in. Is he going to survive? There's a slow from the Make It Rain. Trying to sidestep from the bubble. What a flash away from the piercing arrow. Here comes the cleanse out from Golden Feet. Shinsekai still not giving up there. It's going to be Golden Feet quite low on mana. Whoa! Finally, Shinsekai is down.
Yeah, big Battlestar lands on the Shinsekai. He will get taken down, but look at the base of Resurgence. Warlock was given so much free time on the Spirit to wreak havoc. Now mid lane and top lane inhibitor is down for Resurgence. The question is whether or not they can stall out here.
Look at that. 38 minutes into this game.
They're Elder.
Yeah, they're pinging Elder right now. It's a good time. Two inhibitors are down for Resurgence here. So Mega Esports are looking at this Elder Drake and Resurgence. Can you guys do something about that? They're just forced to defend. And here it comes at the right timing. Baron is live right now.
Yeah, this might be the two nails in the coffin of Resurgence. Seems like Mega want to make this series interesting. They have the Elder Drake. They have tons of damage. Baron will be the next thing that they want to secure. But the first Baron, second Baron, I forgot. But that Baron got stolen earlier. And Kralix already has his flash available.
Oh, great reverse wall to cut off crowd, but a stand behind me will be his saving grace. Teleport coming in. Kralix, can you do it? Can you take away the second Baron of the game? But it looks like MG, Kralix, is he gonna go for the steal? Redemption is coming for the heal, and there's the bubble. Warlock is tired of Kralix. He is going in. Baron health is at 4k. Mega Esports change their plans. They're bringing the fight to Resurgence! You can't deny the Baron when you're dead! Double kill for Heisen, and it's Mega Esports fighting over the red side! Resurgence cannot survive! Heisen with a triple kill, make that a quadra, snipe in, and that is gonna be the ace of the game!
Yeah, you can't throw at Baron if you don't take the Baron at all. Mega Esports will find the ace against Resurgence. They just made this series interesting. We're gonna see the end of the game here. Another 40-minute game, Vulcan. We are in for a long, long night.
And there you guys have it. That has been game number 2. Mega Esports with the bait from the Baron. They have won the second game of the best of 5 series, making this a 1-1.
Yeah, this is a bit less controlled comparing that to Resurgence's win in the first game, but it's a win nonetheless. Mega Esports do tie up the best of 5. We're now into a 1-1 situation, basically a best of 3 moving forward. Each team has their victory. Both teams not really gaining that much momentum, so basically now things reset.
I think mapuya tayo dito 40 minutes game right there for game number 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. So that's in a way the game 2. You thought it was going to start a bit aggressive. It did for a while. But in the end, you saw what Mega Esports did. I mean, okay, you took away the first Baron. Okay, we're feeling a bit bad. So let's try and bait them in. And what a great turn by Mega Esports at the pit.
Yeah, I feel like what the Jess can't touch Rakan ever for the rest of the series. His Rakan is absolutely amazing, knows his spots. There was a lot of times where he was charming and knocking up multiple targets, and that's really the value that you want from a Rakan player. So I feel like moving forward in pick and ban, Mega Esports can't afford to, Resurgence can't afford to give Mega Esports that Rakan.
I mean, that's the second time we're seeing the Rakan being slipped through to the drafting phase there. So I think Game 2 just said something for Mega Esports to think. At the same time, okay, same thing for Resurgence. Maybe we should think something about our bans, but of course, they have enough time to think about that because we're going to be going to a short break here. So guys, thank you so much for watching the Globe Conquerors Manila semifinals. My name is Vulcan. With me was Chisto. We thank you so much for your support and for the viewers out there in the stream right now, YouTube or Facebook. We hope you don't get away there. We'll be back after a short break. Raven's trying to set up with the Vanguard's edge there. Re-engage, coming over with the Jess. Here comes the bullet time, melting the members of Resurgence. That's what you want. Cry is low. Golden Feet takes him away. That's a great play from Mega Esports.
And finally, we get to see some signs of life coming from Mega Esports. The bullet trigger on the count.
GK help, flash in, balance. Whoa, 3-man knockup, 3-man shot. This is Mega Esports going for the 5 Vanguard's edge, closing up the members of Resurgence. At this point, Golden Feet, can he go for the cleanup? Flash in, double up. That's a double kill, and a flash in from the Zoe. Kane looks for Raven, Balasar misses. He does turns away, going for the trouble. It's going to be embarrassed, splashing away. He is asleep, and it's going to be Secret taking it all. It is MG winning this fight, taking it all with the Infernal Grave.
Yeah, it's definitely a win for Mega Esports.
Face check. Are they going to go for it? What a Fisher plus the Unbreakable, but oh my god, Resurgence. They got so much damage soaked up here. Immediate response from Raven, going for the double stun there, going for the engage. Vanguard's edge to close them up. They're on to the misfortune. It's going to be Warlock going in with a heal, powering down the knockup there, and a piercing arrow. What a shot though. A stop. Marching air flash. That's big. Oh, that is huge. That's what they want, and that's the wipeout. Resurgence again. Impatience on their side. They're trying to win back the fight, but MG just wipes them out from the Baron pit.
Yeah, our patience is rewarded. They try to disengage from the Baron pit.
Slow, Warlock powers the damage. They're still committed to the Baron. They cannot lose this. Kralix has the fight. And he stole the efforts of Mega Esports, but it's okay. Flash in from Cross. Can you take away the second Baron of the game? But it looks like MG, Kralix is going to go for the steal. Redemption is coming for the heal, and there's the problem. Warlock is tired of Kralix. He is going in. Baron health is at 4K. Mega Esports Chaser Blast. They're bringing the fight to Resurgence. You can't deny the Baron when you're dead. Double kill for Heisen, and it's Mega Esports fighting over the left side. Resurgence cannot survive. Heisen with a triple kill, make that a quadra, snipe in, and that is going to be the ace of the game.
Yeah.
Really? We can wish for anything we want? Ooh, then what about... Yeah, favorites, Willem. Roasted brachiosaurus, pollywog pudding, egg popsicles, rocks, more rocks, whatever that is, and maybe not that. Oh, what if we made a snowman? Ah! Woo! You're right. That was close. I know. Let's have the biggest snowball fight ever. We can go bigger. Then let's go bigger! What if we travel to dangerous lands? Meet fellow adventurers. Help people in need. And vanquish the bad guys before they hurt anyone else. We can be Freljord's greatest heroes! And boom! Save the day! Aw, I wish we could choose more than one thing, Willem. Whoa!